Hi, I'm Simon Rushton and this is Taxi Chronicles Podcast. On this podcast, we spontaneously interview unsuspecting passengers with their permission, allowing them to share their intimate life stories and concerns. As our slogan states, real riders, real stories. Some riders prefer to be anonymous, while others ask me to tell their story later on. Either way, there are all genuine 5 to 10 minutes stories, so sit back and enjoy this episode. Morning. Yes, we are back with another episode of the one and only Taxi Chronicles. Today I've got Bob, a rider in the car, and he's had a very, very interesting life. He's done his service of jury service, but we won't go into any case. We might speak about his feelings on jury service, but we just see how it goes. And he's also got big family, but more importantly, he was explaining to me the difference between Travellers and the history and showmen and all this, and I found it very interesting. So I kind of pleaded with him that we can have a conversation about this amongst other things. He's also an entrepreneur, and we're just going to see how it goes. So tell us, Bob, your job history, what you've been doing, and what motivates you to continue on with your careers that you pick in life.
So I've always had a busy life. So I've always been working. I've worked from the age of 11 years old, doing Harris fencing and things like that for my old man who used to do fun fairs, with the Harris fencing and fun fairs, and it all started from there. Just I don't like the label of the things that the fun fair has been given. Fun fair, it's not. They're not travellers. They're not gypsies. They're not pikeys that people like to say. They're showmen. They put on a show for the people. They may not be like a circus show like people think the showmen are and things like that, but it's still a show. So people still come out, enjoy themselves, leave the fun fair with a smile on their face and things like that. That's what us showmen and us fun fair people like to do. We don't call ourselves gypsies, don't call ourselves travellers, we're showmen.
So showmen, I understand that, and whether you're working a circus or a fun fair, you're considered a showman. That's how they are happy to consider themselves to be labelled. Okay, so where does the traveller part come in, or the gypsy? Tell us the history behind that.
So the reason why people mistake us for the reason why people mistake us for travellers or things like that, or what do you mean?
I'm just wondering, what's the history? Where's the history of you were talking about Romany gypsies and you talk about travellers in general. What's their history? Where do they derive from?
So I'm not too sure about that side of the face, because I don't really like to associate myself with things like that. I keep myself to myself.
Okay.
Keep my family's my family. Families don't really, travelling side of the families and showman families and things like that don't really tend to mix with each other.
Okay.
But it's a bit like, say, think of like Romeo and Juliet with you've got different sides.
Okay.
Different sides. You got the Montagues, you got the Capulets and all that. It's a bit like that. You got your Romneys, you got your well, I call them do as you likeies. They do what you want, right? They're pikeys and all that. You got your Irish travellers, I say. Let's call them Irish travellers, right? And you got your Romany gypsies, and you got your showmen. None of them really tend to like to mix, because feuds go on, fights happen. We all tend to, if we can, stay away from each other.
Oh, okay. Because where I'm staying down East London, Stratford, we have some caravans, and they've been there for years.
Underneath the flyover?
Yeah.
Yeah, I know the one.
Now, they don't go anywhere. So I wouldn't call them travellers, because there's like some of their buildings will actually look permanent by now. But I think
they are still trailers. They're called we call them chalets.
Okay.
And they can still be moved about. They've just had their wheels. They've taken the wheels off basically, and they've become like stay-at-homes. Like if you go to like Canberra Sands and places like that, you've got a little shallow caravan there. They're the same things. They're Romany basically. Them type of travellers, they can be like showmen, because showmen still have their static caravans. They are the ones that they go back home to. But I'm pretty sure that the ones underneath the in Stratford are Romany. So they do still go about, but so when you get to a certain age, you don't really want to start travelling around all the time. So when you get to a certain age, I'm pretty sure everyone just like settles down and finds a place to plot up.
Okay. Yeah, I think that's been the case, that they just look. I go jogging a lot and I see that
they've owned that land for years. They own
it now.
They own the land that they're underneath there. They've got. You're on about the one underneath the flyover. They've got a little toilet block there. They've got like built out of brick, and they've got like loads of caravans and chalets.
Oh, this is like the park. Hackney Marshes. Yeah. It's like near there where the flyover.
And it's all is it a fenced off area, nice closed off area? Yeah. They've got permission to be there. They own the land there.
Because I remember there used to be them en masse, and then when they decided, the government said they're going to do the Olympics, there's a big police were sent down in force to move them. But I think that's probably part of the deal, that a percentage of them can stay. Yeah. In that respect, because it's interesting. So we spoke about jury service, obviously not the case.
Yeah.
What's it like? Because you were telling me about some of the pros and cons of doing jury service, just to enlighten people. What would you say the pros and cons are?
Oh, I don't think there's many pros of it. Apart from doing you've done your public service, you're doing it for the public and whatnot. I don't think there's many pros of doing it. I've got so many cons, like loss of wages. Like they expect you to say you're on, I won't say my wage, but say you're on, like say over £100 a day or £160 a day, depending on what kind of jobs you do. Like some people in the building trade, which I'm in. Some people in the trade, they can earn up to £200 a day, £160 a day, blah blah blah. If they're willing to pay you up to, they're not saying they will, they're saying that up to £63, right? And you're taking, you could be off work for a week, you could be off work for 2 weeks. I was lucky, mine was only a few days, but you could be off work for a week, 2 weeks, so on, right? Depending on how severe the case is and things like that. And if your income, your life revolves around what you bring in. So your certain lifestyle that you live, you've got used to you can get used to it because of the wages that you've got coming in. And then you suddenly take a massive pay cut. Say you're on £160 a day, you're taking a £100 a day pay cut just on jury service. Whereas the person, like we've discussed, like the person behind the in the box, the judge, they're getting paid untold amount of money compared to what we're getting paid. We're getting paid peanuts compared to them. It's a joke, and they pay you £5.70 for lunch. Like £5.70. It just about gets you a meal deal in Tesco's and like another packet of crisps or a chocolate bar or something like that. Like, I'm not a fast food person. I don't go out and eat fast food. I like eating my fresh food, freshly cooked. I don't eat fast food and all that crap. So what am I supposed to do? Just buy a sandwich from Tesco's and that'll last me for the day? I don't think so. I eat 8 meals a day.
So it needs to be reviewed.
Exactly, it does need to be reviewed massively.
Is there opportunity for comments and stuff when you do your service? Do they say, what? A bit like customer service review. Is they offer?
They give you a pack to fill out. It's about a 6-page pack to fill out all your expenses of your travel, your lunch, and your loss of earnings. But they have on the pack. They say that we're only able to cover up to £63 of loss of earnings.
Oh, for the whole each day, yeah.
Each day.
Okay.
So say I've done, say say the person that's in the jury service is on.
Can I ask you something?
Go on.
Officially, is a company still meant to pay you even though you're doing jury service? That's maybe what they're saying.
I don't think so. I'm not sure about that, to be honest with you.
Because there may be a case, and I'm not saying
because of self-employed people.
Yeah,
self-employed. I'm self-employed. Well, I'm classed as self-employed.
Yeah.
So I don't get paid holiday pay and things like that.
Yeah, you don't work, you don't eat.
Exactly. I don't work.
Just like me, yeah.
Yeah. If I don't work, I don't eat. So, and my lifestyle, because I'm on a certain wage a day, my lifestyle revolves around what I get a day. I'm able to afford, because I'm on a nice wage. I'm able to afford the nicer things and things like that. I'm able to afford, say, my nicer kinds of foods, like my fresh foods, my fresh meats and things like that. But my big portions of fresh meat. Like, I don't want to be I like my better cuts of meat.
So are you a keto man? Keto, is it keto?
Keto.
Yeah. When you eat when you focus mainly on meats.
Yes.
Meat diet.
I'm a massive meat fan. I eat a lot of meat. I have 8 meals a day.
Really?
So
you're really into the fitness thing then, isn't it? You were saying earlier you're doing triathlons and stuff.
Yeah. I've done 2.
Okay. So what was that like doing a triathlon? So I don't think I've done part of a triathlon when I was in Kenya, and my part was the swimming because the girls couldn't swim.
Oh yeah.
So one jogged and one cycled, and there was a pool in. But then, mind you, that thing was just as bad as my swimming, because I thought 750 meters, that's not bad. But everybody hit the ball. They had trained hard. I just rocked up. It's like I was in the pub drinking a pint, and then someone goes, "Who wants to swim?"
Like the Joshua and Reese fight.
yeah. Oh my God. Yeah.
But no, so I've been quite a fitness person all my life. I've done the amount of jobs I've had is crazy. I was a lifeguard. I was a qualified lifeguard.
Okay, I wanted to do that as well.
I had my MPLQ. I've had all that. I was qualified to do I've done so many jobs I can't keep up. But that was one of my jobs. So I was quite good at swimming. I swam for my area that I grew up in. I swam for the county. I was trying out to do nationals, but my exams and things like that at the time got in the way. I just said I'd rather do my exams and focus on the training, because your exams are your life. The training can be part of your life. Training and swimming for nationals could be 5 years of your life, or even a couple of years of life. Your education is your entire life. That's your livelihood.
Yeah, I'm with you. So what other kind of training do you do?
So I'll do. What other training do I do?
Like
I run 5 times a week.
Oh, is it? It's a shame. You go.
I run 5 times a week. So you just having to catch me all day off.
What distance are you covering?
I do say. I don't even know what the distance is. I've got to measure it. I've got to work it out, because I jog from my place where you put me up to where I work, which is just by the M25.
Okay.
So I do that distance. I work it out.
About 3 or 4 miles.
It's probably a bit. I'm not sure. Maybe a bit more from
cross country.
Yeah. So I do when I get to where I got the end of my run, at the end where my work is, there's like a big field and a big farm area that I do a lap of and then come back. And then I don't really do that many cross countries, to be fair.
Do you do bodyweight exercises like calisthenics?
Yeah, I do a lot of calisthenics. I do my job that I work with. It's all upper body.
Yeah. I forgot about that, isn't it?
It's all upper body. So I do it whilst I'm working. I always do that whilst I'm waiting for.
You can do pull-ups and the bars as well.
Yeah. So whilst I'm waiting for my gear or waiting for my equipment that people are bringing to me, I'm always doing pull-ups. I'm always doing like leg raises and everything like that.
Okay, that's great. And one of the last, what motivates you?
Family.
Okay.
I want to do well for my family. I want to make sure that I can give my little brother. My little brother's not very well.
Yeah.
And I want to make sure I can give my little brother the best few years of his life that he's around for. I want to give him the best time. So that's what's motivating me at the moment. So I want to take him on holiday before. Well, at the moment with all this virus, it's a bit crazy. But yeah, it's a bit crazy with all this virus. But I want to be able to take him on holiday before everything gets any worse. That's my motivation at the moment. At this point in time. So at later points in time, I'm sure it'll change. But at this point in time, it's mainly my family and giving my little brother the best time of his life.
And last but not least, what's the impact you want to have on this world?
Oh, that's a good question, isn't it? I've never thought about the impact I want to have. I've never really thought about it. I don't know. You caught me off guard there. I wouldn't know. To be honest with you, I haven't really ever thought about that.
No, it's a question, isn't it?
It is a good question. It's a question that not many people have. I don't think many people have the answer to be fair.
Think about this. I put it like this to people. Everybody, if you don't understand the purpose of what you want to achieve overall in life, then everything in between doesn't matter, because you don't know where you're going.
Yeah.
Do you understand? So it's like, we can all know where we're coming from within reason. You know, you've got your family who are showmen on one side and what have you on another. You know your history, their heritage and all the rest of it. That's great, but that's where you're coming from. But where are you going? Now, if you know where you're going, like for instance, let's say you want to cure what your younger brother has as a problem, so no one else has to go through the suffering you have to suffer. So every decision you make, whether it's business or personal, is going to be along to that ultimate goal.
I understand that.
So that's when I say to people, what impact you want to have on this world? What impact do you want to have on this world in that respect of, I didn't realise we're here. So do you want to have a jump at that question again? Think about it.
I'll have a think about it, but it's just like, it's still one of those questions that still makes you like tongue tied. I don't know. I like the way you've explained it though. The way you explained it, I know what you're saying. You wanna, yeah. I'm really not sure. I'm at a loss.
Okay.
I'm at a loss.
Well, anyway, I'm sure you'll think of an answer for yourself.
If we meet again, I'll let you know.
Okay, but apart from that, thanks. It was a very interesting interview, very enlightening. Obviously, talk about the showman and talk about history in general and health and things like that. Bye. We hoped you liked that episode. Keeping in mind, we never know who we're going to interview. We post twice a day, 8 a.m. and 5 p.m. GMT. Have you ever considered the future economies to invest in? Why not listen to our sister podcast, Africa Investor Stories? Considering Africa has the fastest growing economies and population on Earth and has done for many years, it holds 30% of the world's known natural resources. We publish twice a week, Tuesday with a guest investor and Fridays talking about investment, politics and history, providing a clear understanding for any potential investor.